Good evening. I'm your host, Bruce Jackson. Tonight on the Gift House Community Health Show, we're going to be discussing weight loss. But first, we're going to look at what the healthcare industry is saying about weight loss drugs. And they are very effective, but there are some side effects. So let's take a look at this video, and we'll be right back.
Pills, shots, and elixirs promising weight loss. For decades, the domain of snake oil salesmen, quacks, and scams. Now a growing number of Americans are clamoring for drugs first used to treat diabetes. The popularity of drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, fueled by TikTok and a long list of celebrity champions. But Eli Lilly says they've got an injectable drug that helps people with type 2 diabetes lose up to 16% of their body weight. We're talking more than 34 pounds over nearly 17 months in trial. Dr. Holly Lofton is the director of the Medical Weight Management Program at the NYU School of Medicine. And doctor, we should point out that you were principal investigator for a separate obesity study funded in part by Eli Lilly. How big a deal is this?
Well, this is what we call a game changer with regards to weight loss for patients with type 2 diabetes, because we know that it's harder for these types of patients to lose as much weight, and this study has demonstrated significant weight loss in this population.
Might it then lead to folks without diabetes who nevertheless are obese getting some benefit?
Well, we've done a separate study. Eli Lilly has looking at patients with the same medication, tirzepatide, with patients without type 2 diabetes, and they actually lost more weight than their SURMOUNT-2 trial in patients with diabetes. So it's promising for both populations.
What are the side effects?
Well, side effects of these medications have to do with the mechanism. And because these are medications that look just like hormones we make in our gut, they cause gut-related side effects, such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. But overall, the benefits are much greater than those risks.
I was reading about the trial, obviously not having your expertise, but if I'm right, the placebo group also lost weight.
Yeah, so that's something to be
Why?
said for the benefit of diet, exercise, and behaviors. When we look at these trials, we are still seeing weight loss in patients who are not taking any medication, but receiving lifestyle intervention. And that proves that we shouldn't negate the effect of those, but the benefit of losing, say, 15% weight loss, we saw in the trial 35 pounds, the likelihood is much greater. It's 40 to 50% likely to lose that amount, where it's only 3% likelihood of losing that with the no medication.
Do you have any concern that if this all turns out for the benefit, we hope that it does, but there'll be some among us who now will avoid healthy lifestyle choices thinking, hey, there's a magic pill. Okay, it's not a pill, it's an injectable here, but you follow, right?
Right. Well, I see patients every day on different medications for weight management, and we as providers always try to encourage the lifestyle, and patients do want to do this, but there are environmental factors such as they're very busy or they're tired and they can't always do the lifestyle, so the medications can help them get more benefit with the waxing and waning of diet and exercise.
So where does this go next? Okay, here's the trial, the result has just come in. How long until greater availability for all?
Well, we know this medication is now approved for type 2 diabetes.
Right.
Looking at this study, it's now beneficial for patients with type 2 diabetes and obesity, and it will lead to the medication being fast-tracked for weight management or obesity treatment, and we expect that to happen later this year.
Okay, game changer. Game changers are cool. That's
Yes.
great. Thank you, doctor. We appreciate it.
Well, as you can see, obesity is a major problem because obesity can literally damage your brain. Most people think, they want to lose the weight, but obesity actually damages the brain, and it's irreversible. Now, there are those game changers. There are Ozempic. You can take Ozempic. It has side effects. It will reduce your weight, but you must exercise with Ozempic. So it's not really a magic pill. You take it and you just magically lose weight. No, you have to exercise. So that's something you want to keep in mind. There's peptides, which helps you lose weight. The peptides are drugs to treat a variety of health conditions. Keep in mind that these drugs are mostly was designed for diabetes, but now they're being repackaging for weight loss. Then there's Marjavo, and Zepbound. Again, you're going to have to exercise when you take these drugs, and they have side effects. I'm not knocking them, but keep in mind they were designed for diabetes. So they were designed to treat a chronic illness. And you just got to be aware of it when you're taking it, and you have to exercise. It is being approved by the FDA. And this is the study I'm looking at. It may be approved now. In my study that I'm looking at, it said it was going to be approved within 6 months. So it may be approved now. And this was Zepbound. And that was being approved for diabetes treatment. So if you can get it for diabetes, I'm sure from Dr. Linton, you can probably get it as well for weight loss. I want to switch over to a natural way of losing weight without any side effects. Let's take a look at this. But first, I want to look at BMI. Now, BMI was originally created back in 1832 by a Belgian mathematician, Zaman Abdul Jacquet. And he made this BMI scale largely to deal with the degree of overweight and obesity in given populations for the government. So the BMI scale was never meant for an individual. It was meant for a large population so that they would be able to allocate health and medical services to that population. So just be aware when most people look at you go to a health club and they're always talking about their BMI, body mass index. The mathematician, Couette, in 1832, did not design it for an individual. He designed it for a population. So you want to be aware of that when you talk about your BMI. The other component that we're going to look at is weight loss and how this works. Natural weight loss. And this is also backed by science. Eating fewer processed foods is really the way to go. Drinking more green tea and taking probiotics are just a few of the natural methods that can promote weight loss, and establishing an exercise regimen and getting proper sleep. Actually, if you get a routine for sleeping, you can actually lose weight. Sleeping will actually help you. One, you're not eating, you're sleeping. So that's a form of fasting. So you would be losing weight. Another thing you want to look at is adding protein to your diet. You add protein to your diet. When it comes to weight loss, protein is the king of nutrition. My brother, actually, he takes protein shakes. He was a pretty sizable guy as a kid and as a teen. But now you see him, he looks like a Madonna. He's nice and slim, and he uses protein shakes, and it works. He really swears by it. So protein shakes or protein is a good way to go in terms of losing weight. High protein diets can also make you feel more fuller, so you don't have a desire, that craving to eat. And it is said that, according to this study, that people who use protein diets often have about 400, they consume just about 400 calories a day. Now, that's not a lot of calories, because you can eat a sugary snack that would have over 1,200 calories. And here, and that's just the snack. And it's when you eat those saturated foods, this added with a lot of sugar, you would eat more. It's designed to make you eat more anyway. So here you can eat a protein snack where you can have fewer than 400 calories. You're full, and you won't eat. And they eat this they can consume this in a day, and that's how it helps them lose weight. Another component here is the single ingredient foods, which you call the whole foods. One of the best things you can do to become healthier is to have a base diet, whole single food ingredient diet. And what that is by doing this, you eliminate the vast majority of added sugars. You don't want the sugars, and you don't want the added fats and the processed foods. Most whole foods are generally very fine, making it easier to keep within the typical calorie limit. Eating whole foods also provides the body with many essential nutrients that you need. And then there's the other element of a whole foods is that the weight loss follows as a natural side effect of eating whole foods. So these are just natural foods that you can eat, and you don't have to worry about gaining weight or side effects. Limited processed foods. You really got to limit the processed foods. What's more, processed foods are engineered, and we talked about it earlier. I mentioned earlier, processed foods are engineered to make you eat as much as possible. That's their goal. And it's followed by their objectives. They want you, it's an addictive type of food. So if you remember the old commercial, Jay's potato chips, you say you can't stop eating them. You really can't stop eating them because it's an addiction. It's a drug. One, it's added sugar. Two, it's added artificial color. And three, it's high processed. So it's a highly processed food. And once you try it, it's almost like drugs in a bag. And you just keep on consuming them. And it's really damaging for kids. So that's why you see childhood obesity, because they like those potato chips. Highly processed foods. Another component where you can lose weight is stock up on nutritious foods and snacks in your home. I'm going to try to take you down nostalgia lane. Remember your grandma, when you went to grandma's house? She always had a big bowl on the dining room table. And in that bowl was bananas and apples and oranges. And she always had healthy snacks. Well, back then they were slimmer. Here we're taking drugs to get slim because she had nutritious foods. And studies have shown that nutritious foods will keep you, if you keep this food at your house, and you don't have to go out and get potato chips and what have you, it would affect your weight and your behavior immensely. By always having nutritious foods available, you'll reduce the chances of yourself and your family of becoming overweight. So you want to do that as much as possible, have nutritious snacks around the house as opposed to highly processed foods. Next, you want to limit your intake of added sugar. Eating a lot of sugar is linked with some of the world's leading diseases, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. On average, Americans eat about 15 tablespoons of added sugar each day. 15 tablespoons of added sugar. Let's see what that looks like. If you take a cup and you put 15 tablespoons of sugar in it, And you're going to do that every day times 365 days. If you look at the room you're in, you can actually fill that room. It would probably overflow from that room, depending on the size, of the amount of sugar you would consume for the whole year. And then look at what it would do to your body in terms of obesity. So you really need to limit your intake of added sugar. And that's something you have to look at. You have to read those nutrition labels to do that. Another component you have to do is you have to drink more water. I can't overemphasize this. There's actual truth to the claim that drinking water can help with weight loss. Yes, if you drink water, you will lose weight. And that's been tried and true. It's been proven in every scientific study that they did here. Drinking about 0.5 liters, 17 ounces of water, may increase the calories you burn by 24 to 30% for an hour upwards. So if you're working out and you're drinking water, the water will help you burn these calories. And it's going to affect you directly, so you'll be losing weight. Drinking water before meals may also lead to reduced calories intake, especially for middle-aged and older people. They mention here for middle-aged and older people, but drinking water overall could help all ages. So you're going to burn calories if you drink water. Water is particularly helpful for weight loss when it replaces other beverages that are high in calories and sugar. In other words, what they're saying is drink water versus the soda pop and the juice, because they're full of that saturated sugar that you're trying to get away from, and you will lose weight. Another thing you can drink, a beverage you can drink rather, is coffee. Now the trick with coffee, it has to be unsweetened. You want unsweetened coffee. So coffee has to be black. And the coffee in itself, black coffee in itself, is loaded with antioxidants and offer beneficial compounds. Coffee drinking may support weight loss and increase energy levels and the amount of calories you burn. So you can drink coffee. I've seen some of the coffee where it has like 5 calories, or in some cases I've seen it as low as 3 calories. So there's not many calories at all in coffee. Furthermore, black coffee is very weight loss friendly, since it can make you feel full and contains almost no calories, as I mentioned earlier. Another supplement called Glucamine. It's a plant. It comes in a capsule. Glucamine is one of several weight loss pills that has been proven to work. I mean, this has been scientifically proven to work. Everything I'm telling you has been scientifically proven to work. This water-soluble, natural dietary fiber comes from the root konjac plant, also known as the elephant yam. Now, the glucamine is low in calories, takes up space in the stomach, and delays stomach emptying. It reduces the absorption of protein and fat that leads to beneficial gut bacteria. It is especially absorbent to water and is believed to be what makes it so effective for weight loss. So if you took one capsule of this glutamine and you put it in a cup of water, it would turn that cup of water into jail. So if it's turning water into gel, and remember the body is made up of 75% or to 80% of water, and you're taking that and putting it in your gut, what you're doing is you're creating this gel which give you a full feeling, so you're not eating. And that's one of the key ways the glucamine helps you lose weight naturally. No side effects. Limit liquid calories. And liquid calories they're terrible because liquid calories are soda pops. Liquid calories come from beverages like sugary soft drinks, fruit juice, chocolate milk, everything you love, and energy drinks. Really, they promote a lot of energy drinks here with these liquid calories. These drinks have a negative impact on your health in several ways, including they increase obesity. Yes, they increase obesity. And we mentioned earlier, obesity impacts the brain. You really got to take care of your brain. One study showed a drastic 60% increase in the risk of obesity among children for each daily serving of sugary sweetened beverages. So it's important to limit your, because you can really pick up calories when you're drinking a bunch of sugary drinks. Another component you want to do is limit your intake of refined carbs. Refined carbs are carbs that they don't have many they don't benefit you with any nutrients so much. So you want to kind of stay away from that. And you want to do fasting. Now, fasting, it's really a good way to lose weight. And you can do what they call intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern that cycles between periods of fasting and eating. And I just want to add this, when you do intermittent fasting, you can kind of graduate up to a whole day fasting. If you're religious, remember Christ, he fasted for 40 days. I don't suggest if you can do that. But you would definitely lose weight. So I'm sure he was slim. So if you can fast, you would definitely lose weight. You can actually see it just drip right off because you're not feeding it. There are a few different ways to do intermittent fasting. Generally, these methods make you have fewer calories overall because you're not eating, without having to continuously restrict calories during the eating period. So when you're doing intermittent fasting, you'll eat a small amount of food, and you would go for 7 hours not eating before you eat another small amount of food, and that would help you reduce calories and lose weight. Drink unsweetened green tea. And that's a big one. Green tea is a natural beverage that's loaded with antioxidants, much like the coffee. Drinking green tea is linked with many benefits, such as increased burning fats and weight loss. I've got a ton of information here of how you can lose weight naturally. Of course, they have a magic pill, how you can lose weight, but it has side effects. But if you do this in concert with exercise, what you have is a healthy way of losing weight and protecting your brain and protecting your health and keeping your body healthy. And that's where we really want to focus on, making sure that you keep your body healthy. If you have to take some of the diabetes drugs that's being repackaged for weight loss, and it helps you stay healthy, then do it. But if you can use these natural remedies that's been scientifically proven to lose weight, then by all means, please do this. The goal here is to stay healthy, and keeping the calories off will keep you healthy. I'll see you again on January the 3rd. Until next time, stay healthy and good night.